Hi, I'm Miles Trotter of the Values Partnership. I've been having some conversations recently with people who are hanging onto their jobs for too long. You know, things have been going well for months, years, even decades, but then something turns and the job just no longer works for them. And they get fearful and anxious and they don't have anyone to talk to and they get proud. And what ends up happening is they're stuck. They don't know what to do or where to go. Now, I can relate to that. That happened to me a few times in my career. And I just was remembering back to just 2014. You know, I was running a consulting firm and we just had grown massively here. And it was just fantastically successful. But in the last 9 months, just things started turning down. Sales turned down. And I just wasn't clear about strategy. And I wasn't really managing that kind of size of a business very well. And my boss even said to me, like he in a meeting, he goes, Miles, I think we need a new pair of legs in your job, in your role. And I just went, no, I'll have a breakthrough. I really will. I'm going to prove you wrong. So I kept slogging on, but I was just miserable. Now, I learned a lot from that experience from my mentor. And so I've been working with other people on this. And we've come up with some principles that I think are really useful. And the first principle is that hanging on to money, shares, status, if you're just miserable, isn't worth it. Secondly, fear of the unknown stops you from confronting reality and stops you from exploring what's possible. Thirdly, I know I found and others find being accountable to someone is really, really effective. My mentor, he challenged me all the time. Miles, what are you going to do about this? And he spurred me into action. Number 4, we find ourselves in these situations, sometimes resentful and angry against a few people, and leaving that job with those resentments and anger is no good. We've got to let go of them, and sometimes we have to forgive people. Lastly, it's the situation for a lot of us that we put our heart and soul into these jobs, and leaving the job creates a big hole of loss and grief, and we have to let ourselves go through that, feel that. It's okay. Now, I've successfully navigated this sort of situation with the support of others, and I've helped other people do that too. So my question for you is, what about you? What are you hanging on to that isn't working for you? And if the answer is yes, maybe you need to re-examine your priorities. Look at what's important and make some decisions. And most of all, to talk to someone who you trust about it and get some good advice. If you have any questions and want to discuss it with me, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I really hope this has been helpful. Thanks.